Hello, everybody. My name's True Demon, and I'm the Devil Stockbroker. I'm here with the Demons for our Sunday meeting to go and review the market. And what we are currently looking at is the last week's, or now we're looking at last week's performance for the stock market on its heat map. So we had some mixed results, mostly positive from the big Fortune 500s on the tech sector. Apple, Google, Meta, Oracle, IBM, Netflix all did extremely well. Some as high as 4 and 5%. We also saw AMD and Intel and Qualcomm, the semiconductors manufacturers, pushing pretty strongly. NVIDIA, on the other hand, dropped 2.5%, which we were actually expecting for NVIDIA to drop. We were surprised at how poorly their earnings went this past week. Hell's trading floor is currently positioned short on NVIDIA. All of the other semiconductors are still holding up the SOX sector, which we will take a look at a little bit later. But we're going to focus our attention on a few stocks that were brought up by the Demon members of Hell's Trading Floor. So let's go ahead and move on over to that. Starting with Tesla. Tesla looks like it is starting to show even more weakness in the market. It seems like all the bad news keeps flowing in on Twitter, and now we have broken a bear flag on Tesla for this entire last week. Elon also recently sold shares of his company. Not a ton for him compared to his overall holdings, but it was a significant amount, enough to drag the entire company's stock price down by quite a significant margin. Grilled Rockfish, if you are here, if you want to chime in with your thoughts, I'd appreciate it since you already did some due diligence on Tesla. What do you have?
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. So, one of the things that I've noticed, and it actually correlates with the SPY as well, is the 30 simple moving average has crossed down the 100, and the 50 simple average is pretty darn close to, it's making the same move towards that 200 SMA.
Okay, so we're now all on the same chart setup as you, Rockfish. So we've got the blue is the 30, green is the 50, orange is the 100, and this red one down here is the 200 simple moving average. So go ahead and resume.
So what I like about this is, what do they call the three red candles? Not the white soldiers, the other ones.
The three black crows.
Three black crows. And if you look at the volume, if it fails below this, like I'm expecting this to try to them to fight this back up, because if it drops below this level, it's going to move. It's going to move pretty quick. I could see it retracing. And even if you look at last week, at the start of the week to the end of the week, how much, I think it moved like 30 points. So,
I
and
think
that's
you're right.
exactly the line that I have. Yeah, because that's a key point. So what I'll be looking for Monday morning is if it does kind of bounce, obviously we're going to hold off, but if it falls through that, whew.
What I actually just took note of is that we have a support level back here from March of 2021. 179.83 is where the market hit its low point for Tesla on the 1st of March, and it had a second bounce that formed a double bottom before it went on its big bull run and went on to squeeze shorts. And that was when Tesla went to a new high of post-split $414. After a 3-to-1 split, that comes out to around 12,000 and 12,043-ish, or 1,243-ish. Sorry. Anyway, point is that this significant support, it looks like we actually just closed. Oh, we came very close. We came really close to closing below this. So this is a significant level for Tesla, and you can see that as far as our volume goes, there's this big gap. I can really see what you're talking about. So Rockfish has a really good setup on this one marked out. Notice this volume range profile on Tesla's chart over the entire duration of this bull market. And we are heading towards a big volume gap. Once Tesla starts breaking down below this levels, if I see Tesla close the week or even look like it's going to close the week below its 200 simple moving average, I have to agree this can come down really hard, really fast. The current bull case for Tesla is that we look like we're about ready to form a crossover, a bullish crossover on the MACD. So in the near term, it could be that we see a push to the upside, but if ultimately this weekly MACD rejects off of the slow line, then we can see the market do kind of like this. Because once it starts cutting through this level, it's going to go fast. Let me draw my megaphone bottom here again.
That's a 90% collapse if it gets that level.
It would be a 90% collapse if it dropped that much. Let's see. From the top of the market, let's see, from the top.
Seem to be extremely undervalued, would be my hunch.
I would agree, but the market doesn't really care. It doesn't have sympathy for Elon right now because of how he's been behaving with the whole Twitter acquisition. From the outsider's perspective, it looks like he's blowing the freaking company up to smithereens.
He is.
That's what it looks like. We could definitely see a bounce here off of the 200 weekly. We're definitely looking like we're going to set up a bounce off of the 200 weekly, but if it doesn't recapture support and hold it above this level, then I agree Tesla's coming down. Rockfish, do you have anything else that you're analyzing on this one that's kind of giving you clues?
Not really, just other than there has been a lot of negative attention towards this stock, so I'm not seeing a lot of positive things come out of Tesla lately. Even owners are starting to complain about even the quality of them, which kind of surprised me. But it's just a good setup because of the volume, I think, and all the SMAs are going in that direction.
Right. It would be pretty upsetting for bulls on Wall Street, and I know I'm listening to people who have been invested in Tesla or have loved Tesla as a company, as an investment for years, and even they're feeling like really jaded by the latest decisions with Tesla. And when the permabulls of Tesla start feeling really jaded and angry, that's when you should be really scared, because that's when you can start to see like market capitulation happening. Once the permabulls start to get really angry, that's only just one step away from that final capitulation and the panic that drives the market to retest its new lows. I'm imagining what it would look like to see Tesla trading back below $100. It's honestly kind of scary. So I'll be looking for Tesla to hold this support. If we do end up getting a bounce, then what we would need to see for Tesla to recover would be kind of like a V-shaped recovery up to this level and recover back above 200. But the market is not liking these levels. So if it does end up recapturing this support, Tesla could either range or it could break out and then establish new support up here in this area. Maybe even chase this gap that it created. But there was a lot of trading that occurred here. So I guess we'll just have to see. Let me add a fixed volume range profile just to see how much trading there was right here. Okay, so it still was a big bulk of all the trading regardless. So now that it's below all of this, this has become resistance. So unless Tesla can firmly recapture 205 and hold it strong for the next several weeks, then yeah, you might be right, Rockfish. This might drop. Let's try to think where we can go from here. I think at the moment we'll just keep a close eye on Tesla to see if it closes below this level at any point. I'll set this on a daily. Okay. So if Tesla closes any daily candles below this critical support level, then this will trigger an alert to the Demon tier members and let everybody know what's going on. This is a very weak bounce, though. Daily candles look really rough. And it just rejected with an evening star candle on the off of the 9 simple moving average.
What's your gut with it, dude? Just curious, right off the bat.
My gut tells me that we're going to continue to flag and range in this area, but if we close down below here, then Tesla's going to come straight down very quickly. Shorts will leap on top of it. That's what my intuition is telling me. But I need to see more confirmation before making that kind of a decision. If Tesla does start dropping below like 170, it's going into free fall mode because there's no technical support down there. There's not been any support on those levels since October of 2020, and compared to the volume traded in it at the height of the bull market, it's basically nothing. There's no support for it up until it drops to 150, and below 150, there's nothing until you get down to $62.
So my thought process was, I kind of hope it does bounce up a little, reject.
Honestly, yeah, kind of. Me too. If I can see it like bounce up to 200 and start to like set up a weak test of that ceiling, and it rejects really fast,
Yep.
then I would take that as a signal that Tesla's coming down. We need to be really prepared for earnings because there's going to be a move leading into earnings that I think will be suggestive of how the market will respond afterwards. Like third quarter earnings for Tesla, it had been coming down hard the whole time due to the whole Twitter acquisition, and also we knew that their numbers were going to be bad because they had to report their losses from their foreign manufacturing plants. So that news was expected, and then it popped a little bit right before earnings and formed out this, bull flag or diamond bottom, whatever you want to call it, and then it just collapsed straight through. Now they did another bear flag and they're dropping again. So, like, I'm hoping that Tesla bounces here so that I can get a good entry on my position. Because if it does start going into this area, breaking down like to 150, I would probably take profit here initially and then wait for it to break 150 cleanly and then ride it all the way down to wherever it ends up going. But maybe the play would be, if it does end up bouncing, is just getting some leap puts in it for, 2024. It would be really expensive though. That's the problem. But either way, this is a good setup for a short play. If Elon doesn't, I don't know what he's going to do in the near term, but the whole situation with Twitter it's hilarious, but it's also kind of sad. And I'm not sure what what Tesla investors are going to do if he doesn't turn the ship around really quickly. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to watch this video. If you enjoyed the content and you found this information helpful to you in your own trading strategies, be sure to leave a like on the video. It helps out the YouTube algorithm and helps us reach out to others who need this information too. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And if you're not a member of Hell's Trading Floor already, consider joining our Discord by joining us at hellstradingfloor.com, which will allow you to sign up for our Discord at discord.gg/hellstradingfloor. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, have a hell of a time in the markets.